Sisodia has been taken inside the Rouse Avenue court, but right when he was on his way, reporters there asking questions. Listen in.
So, Manish, would you like to say something, Manish? You have been arrested and there's a massive protest which is also going on. Manish, you would like to say something? Manish, would you like to say something, Manish? You have been arrested and there's a massive protest which is also going on. Manish, you would like to say something?
Sisodia there, not responding to the questions being asked. He's right now in the Rouse Avenue court. He's, of course, the CBI asking for at least 15 days custody. We have Manish Pandey who is tracking those developments. Manish, we believe that the court hearing has begun. Would you be able to tell us what exactly is being presented by the CBI today as they push for 15-day custody of Manish Sisodia?
The CBI is asking for the maximum custody of Mr. Manish Sisodia, the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister. As far as the CBI is concerned, the remand copy will be served before the court, and the remand copy will be mentioning the reasons because of which the CBI decided to arrest him and why they need custodial interrogation. Two very clear grounds are the non-cooperation by Mr. Manish Sisodia during the questioning, and also he was evasive when he was asked about the excise policy. Apart from that, the third and important ground is going to be the destruction of evidence, because remember, he has been arrested under Section 120B, that is Criminal Conspiracy, Section 477A, that is Defraud and Under Prevention of Corruption Act. Now, destruction of evidence is something which is considered as a part of criminal conspiracy, that is Section 120B of Indian Penal Code, and based on these grounds, they will be asking for custodial interrogation, and in layman language, they will be asking for the custody of Manish Sisodia.
Right, and we hear that while the CBI is presenting its case in court, they've also spoken particularly on one point on how Manish Sisodia is said to have allegedly changed his mobile phones. As the CBI, and I should remind my viewers here that the hearing in court has just begun, with the CBI counsel now presenting all that it has in its report to gain 14-day custody of Manish Sisodia. And in the first, they've claimed that Manish Sisodia has arbitrarily changed the rules. He has changed his mobile phones, and they're reading out the applications there before court. In fact, while the counsel they're presenting its argument there, speaking on the policy margin that was allegedly enhanced, the eligibility criteria itself of the tender was completely changed. And here the CBI presenting before court, if at all the liquor policy was so fine, if it was absolutely correct, then they should have gone ahead with it. What was the reason for Manish Sisodia to have scrapped it? For the Delhi government to have withdrawn the liquor policy entirely, which of course naturally raises questions on the way it was framed. Certainly raises questions on whether there was intention, malicious intention, before framing that policy with an intention to gain kickbacks from these liquor licenses. I'm going to cut across to Pooja Shali as well, who's right outside the Rouse Avenue court. Pooja, the hearing has begun and the CBI is quite stern when it presents its arguments, claiming that it wants 14-day custody of Manish Sisodia, and point by point speaks of how Manish Sisodia allegedly changed his phone numbers repeatedly and arbitrarily changed the rules and guidelines and framework of the liquor policy without actually getting it approved from competent authorities. And this is why he should be right now in custody to investigate further.
Well, first, Nabila, senior advocates Dayan Krishnan, Siddharth Agarwal, Mohit Mathur are representing Manish Sisodia, and one of the reasons they want a bail early is because of they are quoting the health of the wife. That will be one of the reasons that they could likely be telling the court. But the CBI is very clear. The CBI says it's not just about him being unclear or not giving exact responses, clear responses, because most of the replies were, I do not know. But there have been digital evidence that according to the Central Bureau of Investigation, they have been able to brought out. These are files that were allegedly deleted and have been retrieved